As the Summer Olympics kick off tonight, a local former Olympian looks back to when he was participating in the opening ceremony. Dean of Purdue's graduate school, Mark Smith, was an Olympic fencer back in 1980 and 1984. He explains what it's like to be an Olympic athlete and gives us some insight on the pressures of holding a torch.
Here's a picture of me competing.
It's fun to look back.
1980 and 1984 seem like it's such a long time ago, but we had many really great experiences. The competition was intense.
Mark Smith, who now works as the dean of Purdue's graduate school, was once an Olympic fencer.
This is a wacky picture of some of my teammates.
His team placed 5th in the 1984 games, but as you may recall, the U.S. boycotted the 1980 Olympics after the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan.
Everyone wants to support his or her country. That's just natural. And so, you don't want to take the selfish attitude and so on. So, there was that going. But on the other side, you want the Olympic Games to be separate and not to be used as a political tool. And so we were very disappointed that we weren't able to go.
He says he was lucky he got a second chance to compete. He started fencing back in high school, and it's not like what you see in the movies.
When you take your first fencing class or you have your first fencing competition, it's much different.
Smith says fencing is a lot like chess, except it's played at warp speed. It's a very strategic game.
There's a satisfaction when you win, a special satisfaction when you figure out what to do against your other opponent.
Smith says once an Olympian, always an Olympian. The United States Olympic Committee continues to keep him in the loop. In 1996, they invited him to help carry the torch in Atlanta. It's an honor you don't want to mess up.
And all you can say is, my goodness, I hope a gust of wind doesn't come along and blow it out under my watch, because I would feel absolutely terrible. Or you do something like trip, all these kinds of things go through your mind.
Despite his concerns, Smith carried the torch incident-free. He still occasionally coaches Purdue's fencing club and says he loves the Olympics because it's a time when people all over the world put their differences aside and come together.